What is up, my gamers, Forts fans from around the world? My name is Synergy. You are watching Synergy Gaming TV, and we have got a stellar announcement for you guys today. At 9:06 a.m. Mountain Standard Time today, March 9th, Earthworks Games finally released the announcement of their long-awaited DLC. Now, some of the leaks kind of about and around of saying it had something to do with water and maybe like ocean boaty stuff or submarine stuff, but we weren't quite sure. There was a lot of speculation floating around, but we now have an actual concrete idea of what is coming our way. Now, they haven't released a whole lot of stuff. There's a couple gifts, a couple things, a couple cool new tidbits of information at the weapons. One of the commanders has been released as well. So I'm going to run the promo trailer for you guys, and then we're going to take a look at that and the information that Earthworks Games has released to us. Stay tuned. Check it out.
Somewhere on the high seas, a Navy captain searches for answers. The tide of floating fortresses lies between him and a dark family secret. To overwhelm an old foe and their mega-weapon, he must harness the power of emerging technology. In a world where the only choice is sink or swim, he must build, fight, destroy.
All right, guys, this looks absolutely amazing. I cannot believe how much this is going to revolutionize this game. You know, we've talked a little bit on streams beforehand about, oh yeah, it'll probably just be, you know, some new commanders, some new weapons, and that it's going to be that. This is an entirely new gaming experience from Earthworks Games, basically using the Forts gameplay in order to make like a brand new game. This is going to be absolutely amazing. That trailer was hype. I mean, did you not see bombers? There was like airplane thingamajiggers. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm super excited, guys. So this is what they have released to us so far right now. Earthworks Games has given us a tiny little tidbit of information. So let's see what's going on. So as you guys can see right here, Forts High Seas DLC coming out March 25th. Make sure to get it now. Wish list. There is a link for this to the store page in the description down below. So if you guys check out this video and you think it's something you're going to want, head down there, click on that link, and then add it to your wish list so that when it becomes available, you'll get an email and notifications and you can purchase it right then and there. I believe you can see right here, guys, $16.99 Canadian. That's like $5 American. No. Almost. I don't know what that is in American, but you guys, minus a couple bucks, probably $12.99, $13.99, I would think, US, something like that. That's just me guessing. Actually, it's probably like $14.99, to be honest. Maybe it doesn't really matter. Anyway, that's what it is. $17 Canadian in Monopoly money. So here's a GIF right now of what's going down here. Can I zoom this in for you guys somehow? Just looking at these little cannons and stuff like that. There's got to be a way to make this bigger. Can I make this bigger? There's got to be a way to make this bigger. Yeah. There we go. So you can see in this GIF here right now, not the greatest quality because I just blew it up. It looks like there's like triple Howie kind of firing thingies. Like, and I love the fighters or the bombers maybe. No, that was a stealth bomber. You see when it curved there? Wait for it to come up here. Wait for it to come up here. You can see it's like a stealth bomber. Yeah, and then when it curves, you'll see it's stealth bomber. There you go. So stealth bombers, which I think is great. I think it was Enzo's mod, maybe, that Enzo's Arsenal that gave us the first hint at these things. There's been some maps made with his mod, like battleship type thingies. I'm actually really glad to see like Earthworks Games decided to go in this direction because, I mean, as you guys know, battle boats from both General Tanya and King Benjai is like one of the most popular maps in Forts in terms of like co-op stuff. So we can see some cool stuff here. I don't know if those are gunners or like extra like anti-air things, like flaks trying to shoot down here. That one went straight up. So, but we see these cool new like triple Howies. I wonder if you can put an actual Howie on these boats or something like that. That looks pretty wicked. So that just gives us a little bit here. It says set sail on United Navy's battleships, carriers, and dreadnoughts and combat the pirate scourge in Fort's second major DLC with a brand new water system, new campaign, weapons, ammo system, HUD, and soundtrack. High Seas takes a classic Fort's physics-based fun to the next level of building, battling, and causing bubbles. So we have a new campaign here. This looks like one of the new commanders, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if there's going to be more. Typically, I mean, we've seen in the past they release them in groups of 3, but it did say in the trailer too that there's a bad guy, so maybe it's just 2 in this one. Hard to say. We don't really know for sure yet. I mean, it could reveal here. It says 5 years have passed since famed scientist Professor Fred Capacitor disappeared mysteriously on High Seas. That's a great name. Now his son Max, who fights the battleship carriers and dreadnoughts of the pirate horde as a captain in the United Navies, hears rumors of his father's fate while on the hunt for a terrifying mega weapon. Okay, so now you have Max, you've got the father and the bad guy, so that could be three COs right there. I wish they would have reached out to me for a pirate voice. Yar, I can be a pirate man, a drinking rum and the scallywags on the deck. Yar, it's a great time. That would have been fun. Features include 18 missions with unique backgrounds, variety of missions types such as enforcement, ship versus ship combat. Interdiction, destroy enemy ships fleeing the area of operation. How they get bases to move, that seems very interesting. Boarding action, take control of enemy structure. I like that you can, that's really cool. Land versus sea, fort versus ship battle. So this tells me here that they're kind of different in that sense. Right? If they're going to have land versus sea, that means forts and ships are going to be like different elements. Forts will be land-based type construction. Now, I wonder if that means that you only get ship weapons on ships and you get, only base weapons on forts, or if you can like put a howitzer on your ship, or if you could put a cannon on your ship, or if there's only certain ship points. That makes me wonder, or ship weapons, I should say. That makes me wonder if there's like specific weapons that can be attached to specific things. Carrier strike. Bomb the enemy with ship-launched jets. That is the freaking coolest thing ever. I'm so excited. I cannot imagine how this is going to change competitive play. Now, it makes me think if they have land versus sea, is there balancing between a fort base and a ship base? So are they going to be able to battle each other in a competitive scene, or is it going to be ship versus ship or fort versus fort? That also again makes me wonder relating to the weapons, right? Are they going to have fort weapons on ships and ship weapons on forts, or are they going to be built differently? So that's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, competitive play in itself, you can still have fort ship on one side and fort ship on another to add some of that dynamic competitive 2v2 play. You can do the same thing with 4v4. You can even do that with 3v3, have 2 boats in one fort base, or 2 fort bases in one boat, or that's what I said, isn't that backwards? Or 2 ships in one fort, or I'm getting my math all messed up. But you know what I mean? You can have those varieties in competitive gameplay. So that could be very, very interesting. I cannot tell you how excited I am to cast some of those games. Big shout out to Earthworks Games here, guys. And Cursus and I should do that. I think it would be amazing, similar to that Commander tournament. Interactive graphic novel style cutscenes. That's cool. I like that. Refined learning curve teaches new players the new features and unlocks weapon missions by mission. Now, I like this. As you guys know, we have those tutorial videos out on the channel, and the game, I mean, you guys have seen it. How many people don't do any research in the game? They just jump into multiplayer and they're trash. So to have kind of that breaking down in the campaign to teach the players how things work, I think is going to be absolutely fantastic. I think we're going to cover the campaign. We'll do like a campaign playthrough on the channel as well. I think that'll be super cool. We can show off some of those new features and new weapons, talk about them, and kind of discuss how effective they're going to be in the games, and kind of, go over more interactive and more knowledge-based type stuff as well. New dynamic soundtrack. Now, this is a great opportunity for me to give a shout out as well. As you guys know, developer Nosehead, or Jeff Van Dyke, he is the audio engineer, sound guy, music creator, or composer. I have no idea what they call him in this game, what the developers have labeled him as, but very cool idea and fantastic news. His daughter actually, Ella Van Dyck has done the soundtrack for this game, which I think is very, very cool. So you can follow them on Twitter. Links for them are going to be down below, as well as when the soundtrack is released. You guys, I will put a link in this video as well, so you can head over there. Of course, the Forts Moonshot and the original Forts OST will be there as well. So you guys can head down there in the description and check out all of their socials and their content that they've released for this game. Okay, we see another... Okay, did you guys see that? This is another GIF here. Let's blow it up into something that we can actually see. Okay, so land. Oh my, is that like an ion cannon? Are we getting some Command and Conquer shenanigans here? Holy crap, it is! That's a beam from the sky. Oh! Well, there you go, guys. Another laser that Mateo cannot mess with. Unbelievable. That looks so cool. So we can see here, it looks like regular forts weapons coming out of the forts, but the ships have different, looks like different stuff here. I don't know if you guys can see very clearly because this GIF, but yeah, that looks, oh my god, there's a ion cannon, orbital beam laser. Oh, so I guess that means no more safe back turbines. Rip. Very, very cool. All right, new armaments. So this is where we're going to talk a little bit about some of the weapons and stuff that are coming into play here. New armaments. We got the Energy Dome. Creates a protective energy shield against destructible projectiles. Against destructible projectiles. Does it mean like projectiles that explode things? I'm not sure what that means. Creates protective shield against destructible projectiles. So maybe, I don't know why they called it destructible. I'm not sure what they're getting at here. Maybe they mean like cannon shells or Howie shells or those battle... I don't even know what they call them on battleships. They're cannons. They're giant howitzers, aren't they? That's what I thought they were, or battle cannons, or... There's a name for them. I can't think of it. But it comes from the... Oh, wait a minute. You can see here that this comes from the factory. So there's probably a very good chance that this is not available on a fort. It's only available on a ship. I'm gonna guess. Harpoon fires decoy ammo, fires control ammo. This is freaking wicked. Okay, look at this though. You see this? Right here? And this right here? I bet you that has something to do with something. I'm gonna bet. Fires decoy ammo. So this makes me wonder, I actually, if you guys have seen any of the Synergize mod that I was, balance mod that I was making, I thought about Phantom. One of ideas for Phantoms was to have decoy ammo. Essentially, like holographic swarms that come out and attract the AA so that you can fire the original projectile and get it to hit. So this is kind of what decoy ammo does and kind of like attracts the AA or something like that. That's going to be amazing. Control ammo. This makes me wonder if you're shooting like a shock and awe barrel and it just lands on whatever it lands on, then you gain control of it. If that's the case, that's freaking awesome, and it's actually going to break like every map that's ever been created that has islands, because you're just going to fire the crap out of your control ammo, and that's going to be that. So that could be very interesting. Moving on, we got so the runway. I've seen a couple images regarding this, and it shows, you can see there's like a silhouette of a plane on top. So this is like maybe the hangar where it's built, and then it raises up and is launched from here maybe, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but you can see here it looks like the A-10 Thunderbolt. Is that what they call it? The A-10. It's not quite a fighter. It's not quite a bomber. It's like this weird in-betweener ship that the Americans have. And then you've got obviously the stealth bomber, the B-52 stealth bomber. Is that what that is? Pretty sure. But I know this is the A-10, or looks very like the A-10 Thunderbolt, I believe is what the plane is called. Correct me in the comments down below if I'm wrong. But you can see some of these that come from the workshop, and then of course this comes from the armory. So this is making me think that you don't get access to the other stuff in the fort. So you'll have like a... Probably determined by the core itself. The core will either be a ship core or a fort core, and then that will give you access to whatever it is that you have control of. As you can see here, we've got another armory piece. Okay, hard point here. Upgradable to deck gun, upgradable to orbital laser. So, I'm going to assume that the deck gun is the triple, like, Howie looking thingy we saw in the video, and the orbital laser obviously is probably like the other weapon that fires the super sky beam from the heavens, which is so awesome. So looking like these ones are going to be separate kind of weapons that you can just place down, but hard points are going to be required for other certain things. So this is making me think that this is like a really good determining factor, that you cannot have these weapons on a fort because you need a hard point. And if you don't have a hard point, you probably can't build the other weapons. So let's take a look here. Deck gun. Here it is. Hard point plus munitions plant. So this could be maybe the way that they've decided to alter the technology is that you'll have this deck gun showing up on the munitions plant when you build it, but you won't be able to place it down because you don't have the hard point to place it in. So that's a possibility, or it just won't show at all because it's based on whatever core it is that you have. So you won't be able to place down any of this stuff unless you have like a ship core kind of thing. Hard to say. So it fires high explosive shells, similar to the howitzer, upgradable to 2 and 3 barrel versions. Switch between spread and focus mode. Now, I was going to say this is super important because if you remember watching the GIF, you guys, that the shells were like kind of scattered and they were hitting like boom, boom, boom in like a row. So that's going to be super important to have that option to either like spread out the damage or focus the damage. And of course, it requires the hard point, as we saw right up here for the deck gun. That's actually really excited. The fact you can upgrade it to multiple versions too, to have additional munitions being fired. I think that's super awesome. Orbital laser fires orbital laser sweep ammo. Fires orbital laser focus ammo. So you know what is going to be super cool about this? They've added like an ammo feature. So imagine what that can do with mods. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever played 0437, that's what it is, where it has kind of like its cool little different technology tracks that basically give you can upgrade the weapon into different versions depending on what technology you've built. This is very similar into that regard, that you can build a weapon and then fire different ammunition out of it. This is going to open up a plethora of avenues for modders to be able to build weapons and then change ammo in those weapons to do specific things. Now, this is going to add so many more interesting and dynamic gameplay styles, because you can change, hopefully you can change on the fly. You don't build it with one ammo or build it with the other ammo. I'm hoping you can change on the fly. But it's going to add such a unique and dynamic way to deal with your opponents. I just think that's such a fantastic idea to add ammunition. That's amazing. So it fires the orbital laser sweep ammo, fires the orbital laser focus ammo. So you saw, I think we saw in the GIF, the sweeping one that went across the base probably does less damage or more damage, but spread out versus less damage, but focus to kind of like drill through. Upgradable with aim assist. Oh, that's crazy, and requires the hard point. I'm super excited to test this stuff out, guys. Let's take a look at the ammunition section. Now, we talked a little bit about this decoy. The squirrel lures and reflects enemy swarm and warheads fired by the launcher. So this is exactly what I thought it would be. The squirrel lures and redirects enemy swarm and warheads. This is exactly what I was talking about with Phantom. The fact that they've even like created this. This was literally like, this is their idea is not my idea, but I had the same idea as they did. I wanted Phantom to have opportunities to do that. You can see here in Curses just goes live playing some Elden Ring. That is such an awesome idea. So the fact that that's now been implemented to Forts is going to make modding so much more awesome. Fired by the launcher, of course. So next we have control. Takes control of structures fired by the launcher. So I think that's super cool too. Hopefully, so if it says takes control of structure, that means there's going to have to be wood or foundation there in place already. So you can't just shoot it to an island and then build from that. I don't think it probably sounds to me like it has to hit bracing of some kind. Thunderbolt. I was right. Drops multiple explosive munitions launched from the runway. So multiple explosive munitions makes me wonder if that's like carpet bombing. If it does like a carpet bomb. That's actually probably what it is. Actually, I think that's what we saw as well. Drops high penetration incendiary paveway bomb. Now that to me sounds like carpet bombing but with like bunker busters. High penetration. So this must be like they're different versions. One requires the factory, one requires the munitions plant. So this is super interesting. Actually, this is really interesting that you can have different weapons from different technology. You can still build the runway, and then whatever version you split off into will give you. I love this. This is exactly what the mod 0437 did. Basically, is that depending on what technology you place down is what you can upgrade, or what path you can upgrade another weapon into. So this is a fantastic idea. I love that Earthworks game embraced this for so many reasons, because you have a tier 1 technology technology that interacts with a tier 2 technology. This is going to open up so many avenues for modding in that regard, and being able to have certain technologies unlock other things that work with the tier 1 technology. This is just genius. This is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Orbital laser sweep, laser beam that moves across the target area, fires orbital laser. I think that's the one that we saw beforehand. Orbital laser focus fires a beam focus on a target area, fired by the orbital laser. So basically what we said beforehand. Water tech. This is kind of cool. The classic proprietary physics engine Forts is known for has received a major upgrade with the addition of the new water system. Ships float with true buoyancy, listing to one side if off balance. Any structure not connected to the reactor will sink to the ocean floor unless reconnected swiftly. The ocean surface features its own set of splash effects, as you can see here, some of the stuff going on there. Water and bubbles particles, underwater explosions, and sound effects. This tech opens up a whole new world of possibilities of gameplay and modding to an already very satisfying physics-based experience. Now, they are absolutely correct in terms of the physics-based experience. Now, it's making me wonder here. You see these little turbines? Let's blow up this GIF so you guys can see some things here. Is it going to work? I've done different version here. Bink. There we go. So you can see here in this GIF, look at these. You see these propellers on the bottom? This is making me think, as you can see, the fort's not moving. So there's two things. Either this is to create additional buoyancy, so that you can, like, as your ship gets heavier, it will start to sink, and you need to add propellers onto the bottom in order to raise its buoyancy. Or they're using propellers, as you can see that they're engines here. So maybe they're using propellers to generate electricity, because we don't see any turbines on these ships. So that could be their method of producing energy as well. It's hard to say, speculation-wise, how that's working. You also see the smokestacks on the top here. This could also be energy production as well. So it's making me wonder, kind of a combination. You see that there's engines attached to these rotors. So it could be energy production, or it could be buoyancy production, so that as your base gets heavier, obviously you need to increase its buoyancy to stay afloat. So I'm not sure exactly what that is or how that's going to work, but it does look super, super awesome. Exclusive high sea features. So we've got the new HUD, which is super awesome. I firmly believe that the developers should focus a little bit on, I looked over here at chat for some reason, like I'm streaming, that I think the developers should focus a little bit more on HUDs and provide some additional ones. I think if they're not too complicated to create, I think even for a couple dollars, they could put out a couple different ones. I'm excited for this one. I might switch to this one. I have the Pro HUD currently right now, but I might switch to this one just when I start streaming a little bit, so you guys can see everything that it has to offer. And High Seas music, all new soundtrack by Ella Van Dyke, also available to purchase separately. So, as you guys have probably heard throughout the recording of this video, Ella was gracious enough to hook me up with the soundtrack so that I could give you guys a little bit of a preview during this video of some of the cool things that you are expected to hear. So, a big shout out to her for hooking me up there. Of course, and then again, the link for the soundtrack, if it's not going to be available till March 25th. So I'm not sure if it's going to be like an only or like a wish list link as well, but I will have that in the description regardless after March 25th for sure. If not, at the ending of this video, it should be down there for you guys to be able to check out the soundtrack. That is all we got right now. I'm going to give that a thumbs up. I'm not signed in. I can't thumbs it up. And then, of course, some other stuff here, just looking at the Steam page. So that's what we have access to right now, you guys. It's super exciting. I think this DLC is absolutely going to blow open the doors. One other cool tidbit of information is that it's been speculated and talked about quite a bit on the Forts Discord that this DLC is going to revamp and open up a lot more avenues for modding as well. So if you guys are interested in creating mods for Forts, there's going to be a lot more user-friendly things on the backside or the inside of the software and of the scripting for us as modders to be able to get into and change and modify, and it's just going to be a lot more organized according to the rumors in the Discord. So I'm just super excited for this. This is far more than I could have ever expected out of this DLC. This is just absolutely stellar, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to get my hands on this game and start checking out some of the new technology. So So if you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, because we are going to be putting out all sorts of ridiculous content about this DLC when it comes out. We're going to be talking about weapons, we're going to be talking about buoyancy, we're going to be talking about all sorts of shenanigans, so make sure that you tune in and join our community as we discuss more of this Fort stuff. Guys, thank you so much for watching Synergy Gaming TV. My name is Synergy, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.